Well, we continue to work. We got to continue to raise money, get on radio, get on television. There's a lot of flaws in that poll too. They only polled 139 registered voters, not likely voters. So, it had an 8.3% error. So we've seen other polls that have it closer. So, but we're not ahead, and we have a lot of work to do. So we just got to keep working.
So what do you say to constituents, people in your Congressional District 3? What do you say when you give them your elevator speech, so to speak?
Well, the important thing is our economy. New Mexico has had a job growth of negative 0.2. All the surrounding states are at about positive 2% job growth. And the southern half of our state, which happens to be under Congressman Pierce, is booming. They have a very low unemployment rate. It's just northern New Mexico, the Albuquerque area, and it's directly tied to our representation. If we want to make changes in Washington, we want to see some positive job growth in New Mexico, we've got to change who we send to Washington.
So what would you do?
We've got to be promoting regulations that will help companies generate jobs in New Mexico. We got to be fighting for those jobs at the labs. We got to be fighting for the jobs at the Air Force bases. We got to be working with the ranchers, with the agriculture communities, with the mining companies. We need to be fighting for them, not against them.
What's the big difference between you and Representative Lujan?
Well, there's, I guess the quick and simple is that Congressman Lujan believes the solution to our problems lies with government. And I know that the solution or the root to our problems is the government. The government's getting in the way of businesses. Recently talked to a guy who just opened a new restaurant over at Mora. Took him 2 years to open a restaurant because of all the hoops he had to jump through, and he had to get permits, and then he had to get inspections. It took Walt Disney less than 2 years to open up Disneyland. From inception to opening the gates was less than 2 years. That's on 46 acres. You don't think government's impacting our job growth?
Do you think that can sink into with voters? I mean, that your district is that congressional district.
It's huge.
Yeah, it's huge, and also it's largely Democratic registered voters.
It is registered Democrat, but a lot of them are registered because if you want to vote in the primaries, you got to be registered Democrat because the Democrats are very good at getting people in every open space, including dog catcher. And so they're right, but that doesn't mean that they agree with Congressman Lujan.
I can't remember the last time a Republican won in that congressional district. When you decided to run, did some of your friends say, "Jeff, you're you're wasting your time"?
No, because we're all seeing the negative impact. We know we've got to make some changes, and we think this is the year it's going to happen.
All right, Jefferson Byrd, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.